Tyrone Edgar, the only British sprinter to make the semi-finals of the Olympics over 100 metres, in lane 7. Saley Smith, the Canadian, representing the Sale Harriers, in lane 8. The final of the men's 60 metres then. It'll depend on the start. Let's hope it's clean. Let's hope it's fast from the blocks. We don't get the false starts. Chambers deep in concentration. Dassalou, Oganyemi, Williamson, Smith, Chambers, Akenerite, Edgar and Smith. That's Saley Smith. Simeon Williamson, the last to settle. Chambers looking down.
Set.
No problem with the start, and Chambers is away again. Williamson is going well, and here comes Chambers through, and Chambers has got it easily. Absolutely superb. Tyrone Edgar, 6.51, a second performance of 6.51. You saw the look on his face. Disappointed. He wanted a sub 6.5. It's absolutely clear, but Dwayne Chambers is the champion. He's defended his title well. Tyrone Edgar came through very strongly in the final stages, but that was about one man. Let's just have a look at this. Edgar, second from the left, going very strongly indeed. Williamson early on against Nick Smith. Williamson and Edgar, the two placings, but certainly Dwayne Chambers, the man who really desperately needs the races. The promoters won't invite him, so he needs the championships, but he ran well, and that was pretty impressive.
Dwayne Chambers, the UK champion, defends his title. What's it like?
It's great. You know, it's actually great to be back in another indoor season, and it bodes well for the European indoor title.
It's obviously been a very difficult time for you. You must be really, really proud not only of your performance, but also the reception you got from the crowd.
It helps, you know. I've been trying to fight to get myself back into the sport, and I just want to use this opportunity to make up for my mistakes and go out and show what I really can do as a clean athlete.
Go and take their applause now. Well done.
I will do, thank you.
Our thanks then to Dwayne Chambers. Jason Gardner is with me very, very briefly. Tremendous performance, that.
Well, massively. He's been impressive throughout the day. He's come here and he's just been the #1 performer.
It has indeed. Our thanks. We're going to have to get off there very, very quickly because we are back here again tomorrow with more top quality action at the Aviva European Trials and the UK Championships. Hope you've enjoyed day 1 from here at Sheffield. We look forward to seeing you once again here tomorrow afternoon. But the star of the show was Dwayne Chambers. Goodbye.
Against medical advice, Laura Williams became the youngest woman ever to give birth to conjoined twins.
I don't believe in having an abortion.
As the world held its breath, Cutting Edge followed the family's emotional ordeal as the girls battled for their lives.
I reckon they'll come out of it fighting like they always have.
Britain's conjoined twins, Hope and Faith, Thursday at 9 on 4.
I've succeeded in business because I've employed people with dedication, motivation and persistence. When I met some apprentices recently, I was really impressed by their attitude. They're ambitious, they're doers, they make things happen, and it's easier to get an apprentice on board than you may think. Success is down to finding people like this, people that make businesses grow.
To find out how apprenticeships can make things happen for your business, visit our website. Our future, it's in our hands.
Sunshine sky, there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow. Smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly.
Contactless technology from Barclaycard, making payments simpler.
Can you get me a towel?
Half past 6, Channel 4 News. First on 4, move over Professor Indiana Jones. This is Professor Tudor Parfitt. He, like Jones, is on the hunt for the lost Ark of the Covenant. Difference is, this is real. The programme comes in HD.
Here at Congerslev School for the Gifted, one child shows an incredible ability to mimic direct shift gearbox technology. Just look at him go. So fast, so smooth.
Stupid? Jury's still out. News latest, coming next.
Here at Congerslev School for the Gifted, one child shows an incredible ability to mimic direct shift gearbox technology.
9 o'clock tonight on Channel 4. Tom Cruise, the hitman. Jamie Foxx, the victim. Big film thriller, Collateral.
Your mission statement is keep it weird. Is that really a business strategy?
Keep it weird is our wig for keep it human, keep it real, keep it different. Like we don't build rockets over here. We make soap, and pretty hard to make soap different than other soap that's out there. So typically, the more different ideas, the more fragile an idea is, the more likely it gets beat down to death and never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
And if we lose our confidence to be weird and to be different, we lose that ability. And then after a while, you start to look like everybody else.
So how do you make sure you've got everybody in the company working together to keep it different?
You have to have an environment that people are comfortable with sharing ideas and they're not working against them. And anything we're working on has to be out in the open. That way, anybody can see it and build upon it.
Right.
So we do everything to try to keep people as connected as possible and putting about as much work into the culture as you would into the products that you're creating.
Seven o'clock tonight, it's Jon Snow and the Channel 4 Political Awards. First, it's Krishna Guru Murthy and Carl Dinnan with tonight's Channel 4 News.
The government under fire for hastily arranging the marriage of Lloyds and HBOS without counting the skeletons in the cupboard. Good evening. The opposition have lambasted the government all day for pushing through the Lloyds takeover of HBOS, which could now need massive taxpayer intervention to save it. The Chancellor insists he wants Lloyds to stay in private hands, but that's something he may have no choice over. Also tonight.
Who do you blame for the way the economy is going at the moment?
Government. The impact of job losses in Labour heartlands like Sheffield, as we reveal how help for the unemployed is now spiralling in cost. Now Bush has gone, is Washington about to pull the rug from under Afghanistan's Hamid Karzai and back new leadership? And the uniquely public tragedy of Jade Goody, dying of cancer on reality TV to make as much money for her family as she can.
And the sport headlines tonight. England head to Cardiff as underdogs for the first time in 30 years. But even Tom Evans' try couldn't make up for Scotland's mistakes in Paris. And Watford is Gus Hiddings' first trip as Chelsea boss, but he and his new boss were in the stands, not the dugout at Vicarage Road.
The best place for Lloyds is in the private sector, the Chancellor insisted today, in a bid to damp down speculation about the future of the troubled banking group. Last night, Alistair Darling wouldn't rule out the possibility of nationalisation after the bank warned of £10 billion losses at HBOS, which it rescued with government help last autumn. But the Conservatives called the merger a disaster. Jenny Wivel reports.
The honeymoon period is over. The HBOS-Lloyds merger, which looked so promising back in October, is now a relationship under pressure. Speculation is mounting about the possible nationalisation of the Lloyds banking group after yesterday's revelation that it suffered one of the biggest losses in British banking history. The takeover of HBOS looks to have cost the firm £10 billion. At the G7 summit in Rome today, the world's finance ministers gathered to tackle the worst global financial crisis in 50 years. But Alistair Darling couldn't get out of the spotlight back home, as he was forced to defend a merger the government had positively encouraged.
I've made it very, very clear on a number of occasions that we believe that banks are best run in the commercial sector and privately owned, properly regulated and supervised. That's the best place for them to be.